بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيد رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم. I will try my best to speak in English, and then inshallah probably I will reverse. So it is very, very difficult, to be honest with you, my dear brothers, my dear sisters. When you give a lecture, you know, the time in the khutbah you can really utilize it, the first half, the second half. The lecture style is different from the khutbah. There is a sequence of thoughts. To break it, it will be very difficult to jump from Arabic to English, English to Arabic, or that. So let me speak in English, and probably I will reverse it at the end and give a summary about it. The topic, when the brother Majdi asked me about the topic, it is the story of Nouh alayhi salam, Noah. The story is mentioned briefly in so many surahs, and some surahs really went in details. There are a certain point, it is very pertinent to our situation, and as I mentioned in the khutbah, and this is what I believe, the Quran is not a history book. I mean, when the Quran mentions some historical event, even though it has happened in the past, but the foundation for that event or the element of these events, there is a great possibility to reoccur and re-happen. So what the Quran addresses, it is not a historical moment that it has passed by, even though it happened in the past, but to gain the wisdom and how to tackle another event similar to it. And we are living in a situation, there is some similarity to the story of Nouh or Noah with his people. It was revealed, as the Quran said, وَأُوحِيَ إِلَى نُوحٍ أَنَّهُ لَنْ يُؤْمِنَ مِنْ قَوْمِكَ إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ فَلَا تَبْتَئِسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ وَاصْنَعْ الْفُلْكَ بِأَعْيُنِنَا وَوَحْيِنَا وَلَا تُخَاطِبْنِي فِي الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا إِنَّهُمْ مُغْرَقُونَ ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قال إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم. The story, my dear brothers and sisters, represent a great prophet, a great messenger of Nouh alayhi salam. And when you look to it, you will find that the real secret in the life of the humanity or in the life of the human being is when you surrender yourself to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Regardless what you encounter, what you face, what are the challenges, the moment you really أفوض أمري إلى الله, you surrender yourself totally with no hesitation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will become the victorious and you will be granted the victory. This is very important. It was very clear in the picture and the story of Nouh. Nouh alayhi salam, Allah revealed to him and say that none of your people is going to believe after this day, except those who already believed in you. And when we look to Nouh, he spent 950 years, which is a long way. We don't really last 9 minutes and 50 seconds to listen to a lecture sometimes. We just looked at our watch and tried to leave. No, he spent 950. It is not the number of years. It is that duration of the struggle, trying to bring the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the people without giving up, without feeling that he failed, without having the feel that Allah left him alone. No, he received a message and he was asked to deliver that message. And he continued in that until the revelation came to him, telling him that it is now the time to move from delivering the message to another stage of the da'wah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That gives us certain aspect which we do need it. The hope, being steadfast, being persistent, not giving up, not retreating, not resigning our post, not anything of that. And the Muslim nowadays, most of us, my dear brothers, we're very, very frank with you, we give up. Whether it is a small project and we have some difficulties in order to get it off the ground, or we have some difficulties on ongoing project, or we are facing some challenges and we don't have the patience, the enduring in order to carry that, shoulder that task, and say, okay, let's close the book and give up. The first lesson we learned from Nouh's story, that the Muslim, he shouldn't, under any circumstances, to give up. He has to continue, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a plan for him in every day, in every moment, where he is going to go and how he is going to finish. When you read the ayat, Allah revealed to him that there nobody except the handful of people with you. Later on in the story, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after he asked him to build the ark, and he told him to put everything from everyone, a pair, and the Quran says, وَمَا آمَنَ مَعَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. It is a handful of people. I mean, imagine, try just to visualize it. 950 years of calling people to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of being mocked and laughed at, being really not respected. Nobody responded to me except a hand. The Quran says a few. This is not my statement. The Quran is saying the people who believe in the message of Nouh alayhi salam were very, very few. But this few, and that's most of the people feel, actually we are weak. I hear it so many times. We are weak. We are very limited in our number. We don't have the resources. Which is sometimes we try to convince us to justify our laziness or our withdrawal by giving these excuses. It might be true, we don't have the full resources. It is true, we are a handful of people, a very few. It is true that everybody is gathering. This is all true. But when you read it in the Quran, Allah said, don't ever despair of whatever they are doing to you. This is the first ayah that we revealed to him, that nobody is going to believe more than the people who already believed with you. So don't ever despair. And this is a concept the Muslim has to really understand it fully. Because the one who gives the power is Allah. The one who takes the power is Allah. There is nothing can be done without the permission of Allah. The sustainer is Allah. Nothing in the whole world can be happen without Allah allow it or not. So when I put this in that perspective, and I am aligning with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there is no need for me to despair. There is no need for me to feel discouraged. And the Quran said it in so many ayat. كَمْ مِنْ فِئَةٍ قَلِيلَةٍ غَلَبَتْ فِئَةٍ كَثِيرًا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. You see, the victory is not, you have to take the precaution, you have to be really well managed, your time, your resources, everything. This is all required. But don't ever think for a single moment that you are taking everything, then everything has to be exactly the way you want it. Allah said, بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. Unless Allah permitted, no matter what you are doing, but don't feel, oh, akhi, I took everything, but it doesn't happen. We have to understand it didn't happen for a reason. Either we go and check our plans, we check ourselves, we check our intention, we check our sincerity, we see whether we are standing on a really solid ground, are we using the proper tools, It is a moment when we feel that we are not. The first thing we have to do, we have to analyze the situation. If everything was really according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, then Allah has the great wisdom to give us the victory at this moment or to delay it. The issue is not to get it by saying that I have everything. The issue, you have to all get ready, but Allah, final words to make it successful or to delay it for a certain time. And then when you look to this handful of the people, let me go before that. وَاصْنَعِ الْفُلْكَ بِأَعْيُنِنَا وَوَحْيِنَا. And build the ark. But the Quran will say build the ark and never left it like that. And we are going to guide you, whether it is through inspiration or revelation. We are watching you or guiding you how to build it. How to build it. Which means, again, when you build the ark, Noah can say, Noah used to live in a prairie. He never knows the sea. If you try to study the historical event of Noah, he was living in a country or in a prairie. There is no ocean, he has no familiarity. How? What? Build an ark? I have no knowledge about building an ark. But Noah respond directly to the order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He didn't say, I am not a carpenter, I am not a sailor. What is this ark? What is going to do? There is no water, there is nothing. But the Quran in the ayat, my dear brothers, he said, you build it with our guidance and we are watching you. And then it followed right away. And don't ever argue with me, or I don't like to use the word argue, and don't ever ask me about the people around you. They will be drowned. As if the message, the end of the whole event is given to him in one shot. build the ark, they will be drowned. Period. With no other motion between these two at all. So the response of Noah, which we do need it, he didn't say, oh, let me wait, let me think, is that proper, is that not, is this, is that. He responded right away. And that's what the Muslim need these days, my dear brothers and sisters. Again, don't think that I am trying to say, leave everything and everything is going to happen by the magic stick. No. You have to take everything, but when you put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, things will follow accordingly. And then when he starts building, this is the issue. وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ. He started building the ark. This ayah said, وَيَصْنَعُ الْفُلْكَ. It means he started building the ark. And the people who disbelieve in him, they pass by him. Look to this crazy person. They mock him. وَكُلَّمَا مَرَّ عَلَيْهِ مَلَأٌ مِّن قَوْمِهِ. Whenever a group of his people passing by him, they start mocking him. Look to him. The Quran said, they say, I'm mocking him. This is a crazy person. What he is doing? What is that strange thing? This is exactly when the people start to establishing a center or a foundation or a project. You will find a huge number of people. They try to discourage you. They try to mock you. They try to put obstacle in you, in your way. They try to challenge you in so many different ways. What is the purpose of that? Who is going to benefit from that? I give an example, my dear brothers, in so many areas. When we came to this country years ago, we used to pray in churches, we used to rent halls, because there is not a few masajid. And when you try to build it, people come to you, what? You are only a handful of people. Why you are building a masjid? No, what? Why you are building a school? Or what you have a couple kids? But if those people listen to this discouragement, you don't see these numbers of mosques in America. You don't see that number of schools in America. You don't see that so many organizations or youth centers or whatever. I'm not saying they are completely full and excited, but it was an effort. People they really discourage any kind of that out of whatever you think. What is their reason? You don't know it. But there is a habit of people who doesn't like to participate instead of being quiet and silent, they try to be those people who try to put you down. Try to tell you there is no benefit from that. People who try it before and they were unsuccessful. That's fine. Try it before and unsuccessful. This is not the issue. I can use a different method. I can use a different technique. The same way, when the Muslim tried to conquer, what is it called? Constantinople? Yeah, which is Istanbul. The Muslim, they tried it 3 times. And they failed during the time of Muawiyah and after that. And for a reason or another, probably it is not the time. And when it came to Muhammad al-Fatih, and he was 21 years old. He was not 21 years old. And the people came to him. This is documented. But this is really a fort. It is well protected. You cannot do anything about it. They tried to do it before you centuries and they failed. He said, that's fine. This is his answer. He said, that's fine. They try it. Let me try it. I have a different way. And he conquered it. So you find people not only discourage you, but they might go steps further by mocking you or stopping you. There is so many levels, either discourage you or mocking you, and sometimes they might be probably, they use different tools in order to stop you for a reason or another. But Nouh alayhi salam, what is his response? He said, if you are going to mock us and scoff us, we are going to do likewise. But it is not appropriate to a prophet to say, I am going to mock you. What the ayah really indicates, that you are mocking us on what we believe. But you eventually, you will find yourself in a situation, in a mocking situation, because when you are going to face the truth, and what will be your end? You see what I mean? Say, okay, go ahead, mock us. But by the end of the road, you will see which one is going to prevail, which one is going to be the victorious, which one is going to be successful. وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قالوا إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه عذاب مقيم. You will see who is going to receive the wrath and the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. He didn't argue with them. He didn't really went into quarrel with them. He just tell them, this is what we believe, this is what you are mocking us. We believe that your end result is not going to be that pleasant. The punishment of Allah is awaiting for you. ويصنع الفلك وكلما مر عليه ملأ من قومه سخروا منه قالوا إن تسخروا منا فإنا نسخر منكم كما تسخرون فسوف تعلمون من يأتيه عذاب يخزيه ويحل عليه حتى إذا جاء أمرنا وفارت النور قل نحمل فيها من كل زوجين اثنين. When our order is going to come, the Quran says فارت النور, it means the sky is going to pour water, the earth is going to gush water. He say, as if the Quran giving him the signal at that moment, then from each, whether they are a human being or animals, the Quran take a pair, and من كل زوجين اثنين, and in Arabic it means زوجين, either male and female, or a double male, double female. Both of them can be interrupted in the ayah. And then the Quran after that say, من كل زوجين اثنين ومن آمن وما آمن معه إلا قليل. And those who believe in you and those who believe in him are very, very few. Very, very, very few. I like to come back to this few. When you look to them, my dear brothers and sisters, it is not a struggle for a year or two or three. It is a long, long period of struggle. As I mentioned earlier, they are very distinguished. They are very unique. They are really very patient. And the Muslim has to acquire these characteristics. It really hurt me so much to see the Muslim try to blend himself with the masses. So he has no color, no definite color, under the name of we have to get involved. That's wonderful. Get involved. But the rainbow has 7 colors. Is that right? The rainbow, it is not a single color. Then why will you try to be really dissolved among these masses and you don't have your unique color? Yes, get involved. Involved on every single level. politically, educationally, but keep your identity. Keep your identity. You are a Muslim. You represent a great message, but you are part of a society. And the society has different colors, but they are working together. I can work, there is a common ground. The Muslim, my dear brothers and sisters, one of the things which really I feel very frustrated with it,